Hello, I am live. Okay, with my hair looking crazy. Okay, all right. Welcome if you're watching this on rebroadcast. We're going to do a really cool show today. And I'm going to just wait for. Okay, there we are. Hi, Nero. Hi, everyone. She says, okay, hi. How are you? Okay, let's see. Two people are here. Okay, so we're going to do a really cool thing today. On manifesting. First, we're going to set our space. And if you've been with me, my hair is all crazy. I put natural gel in there, but I guess it got messed up, whatever. I was meditating. Hi, Jason. So we are private. I clicked the right buttons. I finally figured it out. Um, there are two things you need to click. Hi, Cindy. Yeah, so we're going to do a really cool thing. We're going to set our space, but then we're going to do manifesting today. Of course, unless somebody has a burning question, you need to ask a question. That's fine, because that's what I'm here for in members. See, Mindy contacted me, and she's usually here. She was not feeling well, and she wanted me to send her some healing energy. You know, if you don't feel well, it's a good time to show up for class because a lot of times when you clear the energy, you'll feel better and you'll be glad that you came. So one thing that I was taught early on is don't let the energy control you. Don't let negative circumstances affect what you do or don't do, or let your fear stop you, something like that. But I want to say hello to you, Mindy, and I would say ginger tea. I wanted to talk a little bit about herbs today. I've used herbs for since probably since I was a tween. I just intuitively knew to eat parsley and spice things in the kitchen, and I used to cook a little bit. I just intuitively was drawn to herbs and supplements, and so I've decided to take a course because I use just so I can get certified in herbology. Doing well. It's sunny in San Diego. Yeah, I'm getting over a flu, and I believe it was because I didn't set proper boundaries with family members, and so that came up for me. And hi, Cindy. Do you know what happens to the soul of an alcoholic after long-term drinking has totally changed their personality? Where the real where the real them went? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's talk about that. Let me finish. Okay, there's a lot of energy here. Clear the lens. I'm trying to refocus the camera, sorry. Refocus. I don't know if David's going to be here. I'm going to work with him after because he had an appointment for something else, a little deeper healing work. Okay, so herbs. So one of the herbs I wanted to talk about today, and something really cool that happened to me this morning, was I was just meditating and a guide showed up and she said, hi, I'm Irene. And I was like, okay. So I looked up the name Irene, and it's Greek. So my name is Greek. The Sibyls were the I guess you would call it the prophetess, the oracles in Greece. Well, they were all over the world. There were Sibyls all over the world before religion. There were temples or caves where wise women lived that were called Sibyls, and they were like the nurse, the doctor, the therapist, the counselor. They did all of that. And so my name is actually a title. But anyway, so I connected with Greek. I feel One of my other guides is Omega, the moon goddess of Greece. No, actually, she's Sumerian. Sorry, that's incorrect. So Irene, the name meant peace, and I think it was peace and healing. And she said she was here to talk to me about herbs. And she said oregano would be a good one to add to what I'm doing now to fight off this virus that I have. So it's a wonderful herb. I looked it up. You can grow it, you can buy it in the store, you can get essential oil. It's good for lowering blood pressure, sorry, um, normalizing blood sugar, I believe. It's antiviral, so it strengthens the cell wall and it helps to strengthen the immune system. It's good for like cold and flu if you have a lot of mucus. It's not something that you would take if you're taking it in the oil form, which is not the essential oil form, but in the oil form, you wouldn't want to take it for a long time, maybe 4 or 5 days, because it's really strong. It will knock something out. If you want to cook with it on a regular basis, that's fine. If you sprinkle it in your soups or on top of your vegetables, my mother used to make a really good spaghetti with oregano. So oregano is good like that. You can use it every day. And the essential oil is even more intense, it's stronger. So when you're using the essential oil of oregano, if you feel like you've got some cold or flu coming on, you can put it on your feet, a couple drops, and it'll start to help you break a fever, get rid of a lot of mucus. It's just antiviral, and it's also oregano. Oregano essential oil is good for if you feel like you're going crazy, which is kind of like what this current political system. It just feels like it's insane. And so the oil, actually, the essential oil is a remedy for if you feel like you're going cuckoo. So I like that, and I wanted to share what my guide shared with me this morning about oregano. And let's answer your question. I'm drinking ginger tea. That's really good to prevent a cold and flu, keep you warm, when the cold is there. Ginger is warming, but it also purifies the blood and helps with circulation. It's a wonderful digestion. Oh, so Mindy, your stomach is upset. Please drink some ginger tea. Mhm. It's very calming and soothing. If that doesn't quite do the trick and you're still having trouble, I like po chai, which is a Chinese herb that you'd have to get either online. Excuse me, I may cough because I'm still sick. I feel okay, but I'm just mucusy and coffee. um, so po chai. Let's see. I don't know if Dr. Shen's. Yeah, Dr. Shen's makes it. And there's also a Chinese version or a version from Taiwan that I can't remember the name of that, but it's really good for any kind of diarrhea or nausea. If you feel like you need to step up, even, the ginger tea is helping, but you need a little more. I like the po chai. How do we spell that? If somebody wants to know how to spell it, maybe if Mindy's watching in rebroadcast, let me just look at, see if I can find the spelling. I'm the worst speller ever. I'm so dyslexic. But I'm going to make a video about that. Greetings from Oregon. Hi, Donna. Hi. Hi, Maria. Okay, I'm still going to answer your question, Cindy. I just want to look at this po chai. It's not going to tell me. Chinese herb for stomach, po chai. Okay, this is saying P-O, stop. Chinese herb for stomach health. Po chai. Okay, this is saying it's spelled P-O and next word C-H-A-I. I think Dr. Shen's is an American company that has it. It's in a white, red, and yellow bottle, I believe, and you can probably find it online. Okay, good to have around in case, because you never want to get stuck with a bad stomach ache. All right, that's my little blurb on herbs. We're going to do manifesting today. There's 19 people here? Cool. You guys are in for a treat. We are going to do a manifesting exercise that I'm going to do in an event that I'm doing in New Mexico. So I'm doing an event in New Mexico, and but I'm going to do it here. It's usually something I do in a class, but it's going to be really cool. First, we're going to set our space, but let me answer your question here. All right. I haven't been out in the sun, looking a little pale. It's the lighting in here is not good. I don't have makeup on, a little bit of eyeliner, but that's about it. And my hair is all crazy. Sorry, Jason. Okay. Jason's an amazing hairdresser. I know you are. I just can tell. I must be psychic. Okay. So let's see. Cindy, do I know what happens to the soul of an alcoholic after long-term drinking has totally changed their personality, where the real them went? Oh, this is such a good question. So, yeah. So a drug addict or alcoholic, I'm blurry now, come on back, is, I'm going to show you here, get my pen. This is really interesting. This is really cool. So when we're going to set our space today, and we're going to set our space in who we really are. So when you come in to this life, you are spirit and you come into a body, okay? So basically, here's a person, okay? Now, when it's a little baby, it's connected to the mother's umbilical cord, okay? But the baby is spirit, is energy. It comes into the physical body, and then as it learns to be here in physical body, where's my eraser? This cord gets cut in birth. That's part of why the baby's crying. Also because the shock of being in a new place. Hopefully, it's a warm water at home birth or something calming, but usually not in a hospital where people are stressed and hopefully everything's okay. But so this person here, this body has a soul, has a spirit, and it's connected to their name. Their higher self is up here, okay, in the 8th chakra above them. And it comes in to incarnate in the body. And that's your name. Now, you can have different names in different lifetimes, but the higher self, okay, is who you are in every lifetime. It's who your soul and your spirit are. So your soul and spirit is forever. That's who you are. What happens to people in life here on earth when they're unaware that they aren't aware that they are a spirit having a physical experience, and that it's important to know thyself, and recognize that they have a space, they have a grounding cord, they are spirit here. Oh, sorry, it's hard to do it in the mirror. It's like a mirror. Okay. So this beautiful, it looks like a purple blob here, but it's actually a beautiful light that you are here. and you come into this body with your name. Now, life starts to happen. What happens? You have to, people say, oh, you have to think this way. Your parents say you have to act like this. You are this person. People don't usually ask a kid, who are you? How can I support who you are? They usually tell the kid who they are. And of course, parents have to tell kids how to act right, but hopefully they do it in a way that is inclusive of who they really are. So then what happens? Illness, accident, other people, relationships. And if there's abuse, okay, if there's abuse, accident, life-threatening illness, I mean, there are always beings and thought forms. We live in energy soup, so there's energy everywhere. But this starts to affect that person, and then that person can feel anxious, not well, not really recognize, you know, be ungrounded, be confused, and have beliefs that aren't necessarily their true belief system. They've picked it up from society or other people. And if you add alcohol into that or drugs, what you're doing is you're introducing an entity, an energy of alcohol. So this is getting pretty bad here. You can see what happens. Let me just erase this. So what happens is the person starts to channel this energy of the alcoholic or the spirits that drink or their lower self or whatever happens to come along, because they're not in their space at all. We saw a person there that was just affected by other people's energy, but alcohol and drugs make it an extreme. I'm not talking about having a glass of wine with dinner. Hi, David. I'm not talking about, prescriptions you need for pain or something. I'm talking about addictively using substances and getting out of control, like alcoholics. So what happens is these lower spirits attach themselves to the drug addict or the alcoholic, which keeps, and the spirits want, they're vicariously getting drunk or high off what the human is doing. So they encourage the human to continue the negative behavior. That's one reason it's so hard for alcoholics or addicts to stop, and why even when they stop drinking, their life is still really a wreck, because they have these lower energies attached to them that are very destructive. So when a person dies and they're an alcoholic, well, that depends. You would want to pray for that person. You would want to pray maybe for them when they're alive, and recognize that who they are, who you're talking to, especially when they're drunk, isn't really even them. They're hiding somewhere under a table or a couch, or the child that was abused, or the person who was abandoned, or whatever happened to them to get them to feel so horrible that they want to drink enough till they pass out, or they take enough drugs till they can't feel who they are anymore, because the reality of their life is too painful, or they can't do it. Okay, so there's a lot of reasons why they do that, and we probably shouldn't get into that. But when they pass, they can go to the bardo. They can go to a place where they're sleeping for a while till they can kind of sort it out. And up there, they wouldn't be drinking like they are down here. If they cross over, if they stay somewhere, when they stay earthbound or in the bardo, that's what the Buddhists call it, the bardo, or purgatory. In Catholic, they call it purgatory. And maybe some of you who are Catholic know more than I do about all that. But they stay with these lower energies until they're ready to, at some point, face who they are or creator and cross over till they decide. Some people feel like they'll be judged, and others want to stay around, they hang around bars or places where drug addicts are and just become like one of those. It sounds like a horror movie, but yeah, that's what happens. So for this person you're talking about, I would pray for them. For instance, my mother, who died of an alcoholic, um, of her alcoholism, um, she now is sober on the other side, and we can have a much better relationship because she's not drinking. So usually it takes a little while for a person to actually cross, but you can say prayers for them, or you can get a healing. I did a healing last week for a girl who was stuck here, who OD'd accidentally, and she didn't want to cross over. So her mother got a reading, and I'm like, your daughter isn't crossed, she's still here. And so I helped her to cross over. So you can visualize that person going towards the light. You can say prayers for them. Eventually they'll figure it out. I mean, there aren't any cavemen in the bardo or in purgatory. Eventually people figure out, or in a case of a really dark soul, what will happen is they'll just, like a narcissist, or a serial killer or whatever, they'll just reincarnate and go through the left door and just come back into a body without doing all of that, which is very strange and probably take hours of discussion to look at all that. But basically, that's the answer to your question in a nutshell. Is what happens to them is that, are you able to connect with who they really were? Usually you can, on many levels, even when a person is alive and drinking, when they're sober, but when they're drinking, that being is fully, um, it's like a low grade of possession, but that being is speaking through them, especially if they're in a blackout. That being is taken over their body. And so that's what happens with drugs and alcohol. Hope that answers. Mm, yeah, I think your son is crossed, so he's fine. Alcoholics and addicts are some of the most sensitive, intelligent, loving people. They just can't handle the energy here on earth, or if they're young, they get mixed up in the wrong crowd, they get the wrong messages, or they're experimenting. But they're not a bad person, they're not evil. They're just, I believe your son is crossed, and I believe he's at peace. Yeah, he's showing me. I put the plug in the jug. He's using it more like the cap on the bottle. He's not plugging and jugging me, but um, and he's smiling like, yeah, I figured that out. So sometimes souls come in and they need to learn a lesson, and that can be a lesson that can take many lifetimes, where they keep coming back and coming back into addiction or alcoholism till they learn to deal with their issues without self-medicating like that. Okay. Um, all right. So we're going to do, about a week ago, I noticed a woman staring at me, wide-eyed, in shock, possibly fear. Did she see me as Did she see me as guides or angels? I'm not sure. Was the woman a person? Was that a person? Um, mm, is that one of your guides? What, I'm not sure what you're asking, David. Would you clarify that? Okay. So, and then David, I will be sending you a long distance healing later. I'll text you because we had a private appointment. Hey, we got 30 people here. Oh, this is going to be cool. You guys are getting a treat today. So my hair is all crazy. Okay. And I'm getting over the flu, but yeah, so you're asking me if that was your guide? That guide, yeah. Wait, the woman was your guide? Are you saying, did you see your guide? I just got to make sure I'm understanding you correctly. I got all kinds of teas happening here. I feel good. I'm just congested. So, well, while I'm waiting to get your message back, David, I think what we're looking at is this is a guide you saw. So you keep saying you don't see clairvoyantly. Oh, was she seeing your guides? Well, she was seeing something in your energy field. And you've been clearing, we have stuff that we're clearing. I feel like that was more about her and not about you. Okay. Actually, it looks like she might have been looking at something behind you. And I think you said you had some PST. I know we've talked about your family, so it might be something that's not even you. Okay. Okay. If she was seeing your guides, not if she looked fearful, because the guides wouldn't make anybody feel afraid. They would look beautiful or calming or peaceful to somebody, but they wouldn't be making someone feel afraid or look like she probably saw something behind you or something that you're clearing, and you are a service member. You have been through things that maybe other people haven't uh, experienced. Let me ask, what was she looking at? I don't feel like it had that much to do with you. I feel like she was looking behind you. So I wouldn't worry about it. Okay. You do have guides around you. Whether you see them or not, they're here. Okay. You might feel them. Faith is a funny thing. When you have faith in something that you can't see or you can't prove, it's a beautiful healing and a way to open up to the guides. And you could ask them, show me you're here. And you might see a butterfly come close by or a cloud shaped like something, or you'll get something, a dream, or um, also if you've had medical procedures or you're in pain, that can also affect your psychic abilities. I didn't think I'd be any good when I was sick, but I'm feeling much better now. But I was laying in bed the other morning meditating, and I saw something with the Supreme Court justice. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. So I did a video on it. But yeah, when you're just kind of like relaxed, you're not trying to make it happen, that's when it'll happen for you. It'll just naturally happen. One of the times I see the most deceased people is when I'm close by my house. I know the way home. I'm totally relaxed in my car. I've already gone out and did whatever I was going to do. So that's not an issue. And I'm just relaxed and driving home. That's when I start seeing people walking in and out of houses and up and down the street. Because I live in an old area of town. And I'm like, oh my God, they're all see through. They're in, period clothing from not this time. I'm like, oh, those are ghosts. And so that's a lot of times when it happens when you just allow it. That's for all of you. Okay. So we're going to do something really cool here. We're going to set our space, and then we're going to do a manifesting exercise. Okay. So when you set your space, if you've been with me already and you've taken my classes, this is just a refresher for you. And every time you do it, you're resetting the energy and you're becoming more proficient at setting your energy. So I'm going to show you with my handy artwork here, um, diamond shaped around you with a rose on top, a rose on each side, let me see if I can do this. All right, so say you have a diamond shape around you. Here's my beautiful artwork here. And this line is a little crooked here, but so it has a point on the top. Here's you, okay? There's a person. It has a point on the top, a point on the bottom, then a point on the left, the right, the front, and the back, like a diamond shape, okay? Now, sorry, the tenant's dogs are barking. That'll stop in a minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to create sacred space. And this is a great way of not picking up people's energy. Remember we talked about with the things in life that affect us? So the more we connect and clean out our energy, the better we feel. And we can kind of own our space and hold our space like we have a diamond around us going out about, I'd say at least 2 or 3 feet in each direction, front and back. Make it nice and big. So we're going to do that, and we're going to put a rose in each corner of the diamond and ground the roses and ground it to the bottom. And so let's go ahead and close our eyes. So we're just playing with energy. We're just having fun. You can't do it wrong. And using your intention is the most powerful thing you can do, is to set your intention. This is so that you have sacred space, because you do have sacred space, and no one's allowed to invade your space. No thought forms, no whatever, unless you want them to, unless it's an agreement or a chord or an energy that's in harmony with you, like a relationship with good communication or sharing with somebody or helpful energies like that. So let's just go ahead and close our eyes and just feel your body and just say hello to yourself. And let's breathe. Let's take 3 relaxing breaths. Again. And again. So if anybody wants to rewatch this, we're about 3:33 in the video. If you want to go back and rewatch this for the sacred space setting. And just, if you would, put your finger on the middle of your forehead so you can kind of find the center of your head. And if there was an energy coming out of your finger, going in the center of your head about 3 or 4 inches, that'd be the center of your 6th chakra, the place of neutrality, the place where you can be the observer. And if you just kind of drop in there, you're really owning all of your chakras in your space, and it's very relaxing. And if you want, you can give yourself a little hug just so you can feel your body. Let your body relax. Feel yourself laying on a bed or sitting on a chair, your feet on the floor. So you're just kind of having a better relationship with your body. and saying hello to your body. Hi, body. I love you, body. And if your body is not feeling well or having pain, just kind of intend that you're sitting a little bit in front of yourself, but we're still going to do the exercise. Just your intention would do. Now let's visualize the diamond around you. So you have an energy, a frequency, that's your aura, and we're just putting the diamond shaped around you to set sacred space for yourself. There's a rose on top, about 2 feet above your head. And if you don't see it, that's okay. Just intend that it's there. Just make believe. And be like a kid. If you were a kid, you could make, like, let's make believe. Just pretend. Pretending and making believe works. And I've already called in your guides and your angels. I have guides and angels here assisting you. And then let's create the rose on the left corner. You can make it any color you want. Say hello to a rose on the front of the diamond. Just pretend or intend, your intention is powerful, that rose is there. And these roses act like beacons. They are very high vibration. They'll work for you. And they set the energy at you, at what's in harmony with you. And then let's say hello to one on your right side. Any colors you want. And then one behind you. Beautiful. Super cool. Now you're sitting inside your diamond. Oh, there's one more at the bottom of your aura. Connected, put one down there. And that one's connected and grounded into a grounding cord, like an umbilical cord that goes deep into the earth. That's grounding you. So now you're grounding your space. And anything that isn't in harmony with your higher self, your vibration, is encouraged to leave, because the roses are setting the energy that isn't a match with lower vibrations or whatever is not in harmony with you. The rose on top of your head is connecting you to the higher self. And energy can flow through the roses if you want, or it can you can just intend that they're automatically set at, balance and harmony or alignment, and breathe. So now you are grounded and you have sacred space. This is really good if you're traveling in the holidays or going over to family house or whenever, or you've been watching the news. And just remember that you don't have to set your energy at chaos or whatever is going on around you. You can set your own energy in your sacred space. Very cool. Wasn't that cool? Now, if you want to get fancy, you can put other people. I can think of some people might want to put somebody in there. It doesn't hurt anybody. I do it all the time with family members. I'm like, okay, here they come. I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. Because they don't mean to be obnoxious or whatever. That's just, they're immature, or that's just who they are, or I just don't want to deal with all their stuff. So I can still have an interaction with them through my beacon rose and my sacred space, but I don't have to be like amushed in all their stuff, because yikes. Because I don't want to feel like they feel. So, I mean, hopefully they feel good, but you still want to keep separation because it's good boundaries. You can do it with your clients. I do it all the time. And it helps people have a better sense of themselves and their space. And then you can interact and share love or healing or conversation or whatever. And you don't need to be like up in everybody and have everybody all up in your space, because it's like too much. And it used to be you lived in a family or a village, and you saw the same 30 people every day, and maybe hopefully those people were in balance. Maybe a horse rode through once a month or something with some new people, or a carriage. Now we're just racing around and everybody's on their cell phone and their computer, and it can be overwhelming. So this kind of just gives you like a little separation. And that from there, you can create what you want or feel better, or maybe you don't feel good still, but at least you know that you can deal with they're your feelings and not just all this glomp that's just piled up on there from who knows what. Okay, so now, does anybody have any questions about that? So we're going to do the manifesting exercise. So this was taught to me years ago, and it's really cool. The ancient Egyptians. Hi, Gio. Hi, everybody. Okay, let me get a piece of paper here. The ancient Egyptians, Hermes, had a school in manifesting. They knew how to manifest. And here are some of the ancient teachings. So, first of all, they recognized that everything is vibrating in energy. So, a house, a car, a plant, a piece of furniture, a chair is vibrating in energy. It's vibrating in energy, and it was created, say the chair was created and manifested from thought form. Everything is frequency and vibration or energy before it becomes something physical. Okay? So before the chair was built, it was a thought, an idea in somebody's head. And then they got the wood, drew up the plans, and put it together. And it is vibrating in that energy. Well, now, of course, we do it in a factory, but somebody had a thought they're going to have a factory with all these chairs. So they imagine the factory. They have the energy, or that's the energy and the frequency to build the factory so they could build the chairs. And those chairs are vibrating in that energy. Every company, every person, everything has a spirit guide and energies attached to it. If you pick up your deceased loved one's belongings, their energy is still attached to that. Somebody gave me a chair once, and I'm like, where did that come from? Because I felt like there was an old man sitting in the chair, and I never felt comfortable with it. And I finally ended up giving it away after we broke up, of course. But everything has energy or vibration. Everything is manifested first through frequency. So what is your body? Your body is skin, hair, organs, okay, muscles, bones. which is made from cells, which are made from energy, from frequency. So everything is vibrating in frequency. And when you understand that everything has a frequency or a vibration, you can call it to you or push it away with your frequency. So if you have a frequency or a belief system that says, I always have to work hard, nothing ever comes to me, that energy sits in your frequency field. So some people say to say an affirmation or have positive thoughts, which is helpful. That's a start. But you can't just say an affirmation or have one positive thought and then go back to thinking like, yeah, that'll never happen or whatever. Or it's a vibration or a frequency of I allow myself to have. I am a magnet for all good. I am vibrating in the frequency of havingness because I understand that everything, including my body, the creator, the oceans, the seas, the trees, the animals, the cars, everything is vibrating in frequency. And money is frequency. Money is neither bad nor good, it's just a vibrational energy. And when you allow yourself to have it, you are able to give to others, to give to yourself, to enjoy yourself. So, allowing yourself to have the frequency and thinking about it as a frequency or an energy can be really helpful. I also, okay, so to go on to the next. Okay, so that is everything is energy. I'm just writing this down here. Okay. So now to go a little off subject here, I wanted to say that creator, well, it's kind of in the same topic, but creator is frequency. The creator wants you to have, and there is no lack in the universe. The creator is not a corporation, it's an energy of love and abundance and prosperity. And I work for a creator, and you can too. It may seem like you work for an employer or you get a government check or something, but when you understand that you can, if you want, if you choose to, that you work for a creator or that you are co-creating. You don't have to say work. You could say that I am here to co-create with creator and introduce or announce yourself to creator. Hello, I'm here and I would like to work with you and um, help me to create prosperity and abundance. Okay. So that's connecting to the frequency that there is no limit. Okay. So we're going to do an exercise to manifest something. And I said there's no limit, but I suggest that you start with something that you feel like is doable. I'll leave that up to you. But we're going to be creating something that you feel like might be doable. It's like it's something that you've already done before, something that's already happened to you before. Like if you just say, I want $1 billion tomorrow, that's probably uh, not likely. I hate to say that, but not likely to happen. I mean, it could. You could win the lottery or someone could give you a bunch of money. I mean, it could happen. So let's not close the door on that. But it might be something like, checks come in the mail or things don't break or people give you stuff or, you receive a notice saying, hey, we found this money that's happened to me, happens a lot to me. Because I ask my guides or creator, I'm like, okay, help me out. I'm open to receive. I'm in the frequency of receiving. Okay. So, but for me, you can do it with a parking spot. You could create a parking spot and then just play with the energy of I'm creating parking spots every day, and see how that shows up for you. Or you can say, I'd like, an invitation to go out with friends, or I'd like a new puppy dog, or I'd like better tasting food, or you can, and then see, how it, or I need money for this bill, and connect to that. Okay, so you can have fun with this and understand that everything is frequency. Okay, now I'm going to go on to the next one, is that everything is vibrating in male. This is what the ancient Egyptians believed, and Hermes taught, that everything is vibrating in male or female. So we have been both in any one of our lifetimes. We've been male or female. Everyone has a male or female side. So the male side is getting, doing, protecting, providing. You're getting it done. Okay? You need both of them. He is going to get stuff done for you. He's going to get up and go to work and get the work done. Okay? And sometimes we need to do things in the physical world to make, we need to connect spiritually and artistically or frequency. We also need to connect physically. So this isn't about just, I'm going to sit on the couch and money's going to float down from the ceiling. That male side knows what to do, how to do it. Here's the contract I wrote out, and go and get it taken care of. He knows what to do, okay? And he's going to do it. Your female side is your creative, intuitive, psychic side. She is feeling, she feels, she gets intuition and hunches. She is your intuition. She is connected to the frequency of things, okay? And so it would be like if you were an artist and you were really in your female energy, and you were, painting these beautiful paintings, and then you just sit on the couch and go, I don't know what's wrong with my life. I paint all these beautiful, wonderful things, but nothing's happening, and I'm broke. The broke artist, because she's very creative. She needs the male talent scout to come in and say, we're getting this in a show for you. We're putting frames on these. These are going in the truck, and we're getting this done, and you're going to get paid. So he's going to come in and do that. So we need both of those. And we can recognize, okay, let me drop into my female and get creative about what I'm going to write or say or do. And then let me go do it, So there's your male and female. And the third one, before we do the exercise, is, and go back and watch this from 33 minutes in. That's when we started doing the sacred space. If you just came in, I saw a couple people came in. Welcome. Okay, so the third one is giving and receiving. So the ocean doesn't just come in. It goes in and out. Everything has a time and a season. The energy comes in and then it goes out. In your business, you'll be busy and then you won't be. The contracts are coming, the energy's coming. Everything has an ebb and a flow. So what are the fishermen doing when when there's a storm? Okay, they're repairing their nets. So don't start getting fearful or worried, like, why isn't this happening? Because everything is in divine timing. Remember, you set your frequency. You're paying attention. If you're in your male or female, you're creating what you want and you're taking the action to make it happen. And then you're getting into divine timing of giving and receiving, of being in the flow. Like the song, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Now, the Egyptians didn't say that. I added that in there. But just as a metaphor to help you to understand that when things are not flowing, it may be like, look at, am I giving enough? Am I open to receive? Remember, there is no lack. Am I in the flow? And so sometimes when I was first getting started doing this, when it was slow, I would give away free readings, you know, and then it would break the ice. And then all of a sudden, other people would start calling me. Or if somebody wouldn't show up for an appointment, I'd be, that's okay. It wasn't meant to be. Somebody else is coming. And it would always happen. So it's about having faith and being in that flow and looking at maybe, and if you don't have money to give, maybe you give compliments. Maybe you like and subscribe. Maybe you say prayers. Maybe you have a talk with somebody, or you're fully present with them, or you clean up the dog poop that nobody else wanted to, or something, help people when nobody's watching, say something nice behind their back, something like that. But it can also be that you're making a donation, and or you're giving away services for free when you see, like, this person can't really afford that, and they're like, okay, let me give you so always keep your heart open and keep that flow open of giving. And then also when you receive, some people, even in past lives, have been taught that to be spiritual, you shouldn't be greedy, you shouldn't take too much. Or maybe you've even taken a vow of poverty in a past life because it wasn't spiritual. When you allow somebody to give to you, you're saying, I have confidence that you can afford to give to me. And you're giving them that good feeling, that good karma of being able to provide and be there for you. Okay? So it's important to do both. Okay? So now we're going to do, and like I said at the beginning, I normally only do this for classes, so it's a special treat that I'm doing this today. I am going to be doing this. I'm going to be, hopefully, if you're going out to see me in November in Colorado at that event that I'm doing, sorry, you're going to have to hear this all over again. Maybe I'll switch it up every time I say it a little different because I'm channeling. But also, if you want to do something else with me, check out my past life regression class in November and my angel class. They're only like $40. My angel class is in December. I always do an angel healing class, so that'll be really cool. Good way to support me and connect. But I certainly love this. The group is growing, and keep coming back here because this is really cool. I am gonna see if there anybody who wants to ask a question after this, but let's go ahead and do the manifesting here. So if you were on at 3:33 minutes in, and a half an hour in, then you saw. Sorry, I'm gonna turn my phone off. Can I turn my phone off without? Stop making that noise. Let me put it on airplane. Huh. Siri, airplane mode. All right. Come back. Sorry. Breathe, relax. Sorry. Oh, it's off. I'm putting it on. Okay. All right. Now I'm on airplane mode. Sorry about that. And I'm a little congested, but I feel good. So sorry about my voice. Um, Yeah, how you can increase the vibrational frequency in your own home. Let me answer that after the exercise, and we'll see if there are any other questions. Okay. The frequency in your home. That's a great question. Okay. I'm going to be doing that also in the angel class, but I'll do it here for you guys too, because I'm really glad you're all here, each and every one of you. Oh, looks like we lost. Did we lose a couple people? No. Okay, good. All right. I'm going to have to just a minute here. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Just having a crazy hair day, and all righty. Okay. Have a spot of tea. So you might want to get a little blankie. If you have to go to the bathroom, actually go do that now. Get a warm blankie. Put your phone on airplane mode, because we're going to do a manifesting and creating here. How come my thing keeps saying there's 29 people and then it jumps to 32 and it bounces back and forth? That is so weird. Okay. Sorry if somebody's getting knocked out energetically. Now we're down to 24. What's happening? Okay. All right. So maybe you went off to go to the bathroom. So we're going to do this manifesting here. We'll wait to make sure everybody give them a minute to get back. We're going over an hour because there's more people here. And if you want to start, you can just start by breathing and relaxing. Breathing in through your nose and then exhale through your mouth. While we're waiting for people to come back from the bathroom, or get your blankie, or put your puppy on the outside or inside or whatever. And I always call in Archangel Michael to all of my teachings to oversee. Let's call in your higher self, your benevolent guides. Hopefully everybody's back now. We're just calling in our guides. Yeshua is a wonderful manifester. It matters who you call on. And let's just get grounded while we're waiting for people in case somebody's still coming back. So breathing and grounding. Remember your sacred space. Say hello to your sacred space. And you can close your eyes and go into the bigger world of spirit and energy. I'm seeing a lot of guides here. I'm seeing a lot of angels here. Let's do 7 relaxing breaths. So how I'd like you to do that, don't do this while you're driving, okay? Don't close your eyes while you're driving and do breathing exercises if you're not used to it. Breathe in through your nose. Hold to the count of 4, and then exhale through your mouth. Breathe in. Hold 4. Exhale. Breathing in. Hold to the count of 4. Exhale. Again. Hold. And release. Breathing in. Hold. Relax. Again. Hold. Relax. Breathing in. Hold. And relax. Now for funsies. Remember, we're just playing with energy. We're going to create a prosperity rose or a wish rose. Just imagine. If you want, you can take your fingers and draw it or feel it, or you can just visualize it or pretend it's there, whether you see it or not. I had one teacher tell me, just look at it, Sybil. Just look at it. Stop pretending it's not there. And be amused. Be amused. Amusement is a great way to create with energy. So create this prosperity rose. And what color is your prosperity rose? Pick a color. There's no wrong color. Well, I would avoid black, silver, or gray. Even some whites, unless it's really bright and sparkly and sunshiny. You can change color if you picked one of those colors I said not to. Just because those colors have, even a chalky white has a lot of density to it that's maybe not your best energy. So just, and then visualize that rose is on either a chalkboard or a computer screen, and ground it to the bottom of the draw stem and connect it down to the bottom. Just kind of put it on release, releasing anything that's affecting what you're creating, whether it's a parking spot, a new project, more money in your account. Now, start dropping light into that rose, because what's going to come up is, remember we saw people's energy in your space, like all your family programming of like, oh, you can't have that, or there isn't enough, or you never get what you want, or anything that's in that rose that's blocking you from receiving that. Any beliefs in lack or scarcity, any fear around money, or any beliefs that it's not spiritual, or that you're being greedy, or that you're crazy and this is all silly. It is silly, and maybe we are crazy, but here we are, okay? So be amused and start dropping, ask your angels to start dropping light into that rose to clear away any old programming, any old family programming, any old, your boss said you weren't good enough, or your teacher in 4th grade said you couldn't do it, whatever. Just wash all those thought forms and any heavy energy out of there. There might be cords in there. Clear away any old vows from past lives of poverty or lack, or from religious lives where you weren't supposed to have anything. And bring that rose, drop in the energy of present time, right into the center. See, there's a little dot in the center of that rose. Drop it right in there. And clean out that, because the center point is the most important part of anything. Without a center, it doesn't exist. So drop in that light right in there. Cool. You don't need to overdo it. You don't need to overthink it. It doesn't have to be perfect the first time. Remember, your guides and angels are helping you. Cool. Now drop in there what you want. See yourself getting that promotion. See the checks coming in the mail. See people helping you and giving you stuff. See the idea for the project or book manifesting. See the right people, places, and circumstances manifesting. See the parking spot. There it is. The invitation to the social gathering, the new friends, whatever you're manifesting. A new partner. Okay. Let's not do everything at once, but let's just drop in there the energy that feels like light and receiving and allowing. I allow myself to receive it. Now, you may, after doing this, receive guidance in the days and the weeks to come. So know that you may receive guidance on how to go about your project or this thing. If you want a parking space, you'll have to get in your car and drive down somewhere and try to get one. So you see what I'm saying? Make sure your mail is working for you here. Now that it's filled with light, we're going to send it out into the dream world where it will manifest, because when you send things out to the dream world, they'll manifest just that more quickly or easily. Give it to the guides and angels and ask them to take it to the dream world, to the astral plane, so it can manifest for you. And then we want to say thank you, because gratitude will open doors. Being grateful for all that we have. And even when we've lost things, we want to always, easy to be grateful when everything's wonderful. Maybe not so easy when it isn't, but that's when it really counts. So we want to keep an attitude of grateful and faith. And as we said, notice your thoughts and feelings or any guidance that comes to you around this issue. It is the tools, the information, and the stepping stones to create whatever it is that you're creating. It's a message, a direct response. It may be very subtle. It may come in a quiet moment of reflection, a walk in nature, a song on the radio, a child's glimmer in their eyes, or a bird coming close by. Is a connection, like you're connecting. Your project is manifesting. Your manifestation is manifesting. And so it is. Wonderful. Awesome. Okay. Now you might feel a little lightheaded. You just cleared like lifetimes of energy, and that'll pass in a few moments. And so super cool. That was cool. So that's the energy. That's showing it like this is real. This is what ancients and secret societies and, really wealthy people, they know about ceremony and all this stuff. They don't tell us. It's time. This used to be only for royalty or, mystics or something. But now you can learn about it on YouTube in members. Okay. Yay. Cool. All right. So how to raise the frequency in your house? Any suggestions on how to improve? Yeah, you're welcome. The frequency in your house. Yeah. There's a lot of ways you can do that. Get rid of clutter, clean it up, open the windows, let the fresh air and light in. Maybe you need to burn some sage or put some essential oils that are pet friendly. If pets aren't used to it, especially cats, you have to be, careful. My animals are used to me dumping it all over the place, so they got used to it. But some people, you have to start. Don't put it on a pet, of course, um, unless you're purposely doing that for the reason of healing, like lavender oil on a cut or something. But they'll usually lick it, a dog, a cat. So, yeah, get rid of old junk. You can light a candle, um, and don't leave it unattended, but like get it like a white or a blue candle for healing, green for healing, maybe purple or red for manifesting your energy, white for clarity and purity. And so that's different from rose colors, I know. But light the candle and write on it with a pen or a stick. I bring highest frequencies in my home. Now, look at me here. I have a salt circle that I pray in right over there on the floor. Okay. So you can put, see this picture of water behind me there? That has salt water because I'm working in this room and I'm working with a lot of people's energy. It's not because they have bad energy, it's just that people have energy. We live in energy soup. And so once a week, I'll dump that down the toilet. But you can put a bucket or a picture of salt water in your house. Or you can use a little dish. Where's my little dish? I guess I put it in the other room. And just put some salt in there where a pet can't reach it or children can't reach it. And then once a week, dump it down the toilet. And that'll start. Salt is very cleansing, salt and water. So those are some things you can do. And this was really cool. Oh, good. Well, sorry, it looks like some people are getting knocked offline or something because the number keeps changing of who's here. But let's see. Another question? I saw what looked like a mouse floating in front of me and smiling. I also heard a woman talking at a distance, but it sounded ethereal. Are these my guides? Yes. So a mouse means pay attention to the details. Okay. Either when the mouse is in balance, it says that pay attention to every little detail of something. And it can also mean look at the bigger picture. Like, how am I doing, like, over the last 5 years, or where do I want to go a year from now? So, looking at the bigger picture, because sometimes the mouse can be looking at just like today or right now and get stuck in the details. But sometimes the details matter. So, notice, are the details or the bigger picture, and how is that affecting you, and how are you working with that? And yeah, so also if you see something, you can Google what does it mean if I see a mouse, or say a prayer, or ask, those are your guides. Now, here's the other thing. If you did this and you're like, I didn't see any guides or hear any, no mouse floating around, it doesn't mean you didn't do it, okay? I'm telling you, I used to go and sit in this meditation group or healing group, and everybody was like, oh my God, my guides are here, and the angels appeared to me, and I got these messages. And they would be like, what'd you get, Sybil? And I'd be like, looks dark in here. I didn't see anything. So, so I just had a lot of energy that needed to be cleared because I'd been through some stuff. Okay. Before I got to my spiritual path, I had some karma to clean up, and I hadn't quite cleared it yet. So I would just sit there, and then I started to rock like this. And then I'm like, okay, now I'm like a person in a mental hospital sitting in the dark, and they're all having visions. So just be patient with yourself. When, sometimes the rocking was just me, my body needed to release stress. Okay. So just be patient with yourself and continue to ask, and you'll see floating mice and air voices. And sounds like, yeah, you're going to hear voices. Are you crazy? No, you're not crazy, you're psychic. You will. I trust me, you will. And it'll come when you don't expect it. But keep walking your spiritual path, because remember, you are spirit here having a temporary physical experience, not the other way around. And when you do this work, you're not only healing yourself here and the whole planet, because you're raising the vibration. When you raise your vibration, you're also determining where you're going to go in your next life, because you've already got this under your belt. You've already got, okay, I've done this work, and I've connected and healed myself, or and also, you know what? There's nothing wrong with you. You don't need to be healed from who you are. You may be just discovering. Remember when I showed you at the beginning that person and then all the stuff that happens to them? That's what happens to us here on Earth. You may just have like energy in your space, and the more empathic and psychic you are, probably the more energy you have in your space. So I just wanted to say hello to that. Hey, this has been super cool. Was there another question before I go? Let's give you all three cards for the group. For everyone in this group, either pick the first number you get. Either pick 1, 2, or 3, and that'll be your card. Okay, so pick 1, 2, or 3. Oh, you get 3 cards. Okay. So number 1, the will. I will to do the will of Creator Source. So when you're doing when you're in alignment and on your path and grounded, you're in alignment with your higher self's will. That's when you can most create and manifest. So that is eagle. Okay. The swan is connecting you to your soulmate, the alchemical marriage, the male and female within you. When you're in balance and harmony with that, you're not so worried about what other people are doing, or this has to do with your relationships. It could be a soulmate, could be a marriage partner, could be a family member. But this means that we are forever. Spirit and soul and relationship is forever. Okay, that's the swan. And then buffalo. Buffalo is an interesting medicine. It can mean a time of sacredness. It can mean a time of honoring other people's opinions and thoughts, even though they're not in alignment with you. So we're not here to tell anybody else what to do. We can influence people, but the buffalo is about honoring others, even if they don't agree with you. Okay? Because we aren't here to control anybody or tell anybody what to do. And that's how you actually create change, by creating space, not by trying to force people, if that makes sense, or sharing respect, even though you can say, I respectfully disagree. You don't have to agree with them, but they get to have their own beliefs or thoughts because they have free will. Are you a number 2? Oh, this is about letting go of, once again, letting go of confusion or control. You'll get your energy back. So once again, we're here to monitor ourselves and maybe pets or underage children, age appropriately. We are not here to control anybody, and we wouldn't want to, because that's not a way to build a relationship. You can't build a relationship of trust with somebody who you're simultaneously controlling. Or don't let yourself be controlled. You need to set boundaries. That feels more appropriate here. If chaos and control you've got to set boundaries. When you say no to somebody, you say no to their chaos or their control. even if it's maybe how much news you're watching or whatever. Okay. This is an angel coming in to help you choose with your relationships. He helps to find, this is Shamuel. He helps you with soulmate relationships, okay, or finding a soulmate, or bringing harmony in your relationships, okay. So setting boundaries, bringing in harmony in your relationships. And then Rihanna, Rihanna. I have a little gardening accident on that finger. I garden. It's almost gone away. You can create. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. The sorceress, Rihanna. Cool. Now, number 3. Ground yourself. You need to ground. Remember, breathing and grounding. Go back and watch the first part of this video. Okay? Keep yourself grounded. Being distracted, unfocused, and tired, irritated, and impatient are signs you're ungrounded. Now is the time to become centered and allow the Spirit to help you ground yourself and reconnect with divine source. So that's create your triangle. You can do that every day. You can do it several times a day, especially if you're around a lot of people, or put them in a triangle. That'll work. Number 3, your hard work and sincere efforts leads you to a sense of safety, contentment, and financial security. You deserve to take a break and enjoy the magnificent life you've created. It may be time to celebrate a wonderful event, such as an engagement, a wedding, a new home, or the birth of a child. So maybe getting ready to celebrate the holidays, or maybe you're an anti-holiday. Is that a word? Uh, yeah. Number 3, you are seeing the situation correctly. This is Horus. So the goddess Horus was the son of the goddess Isis. It's connected to the hawk. And Horus is where we get the word hour. Where's the sun in the sky? What hour is it? It is Horus. And he also helps to open your third eye and tell you that you are seeing situations accurately, to help you with your certainty. I've noticed a lot of moons in these cards, so we're setting the energy because we're still in new moon energy and we're coming up to a full moon. So that's when a really good time for things to manifest during the full moon. All right, I'm still blurry here, but I want to thank you all for showing up, and I will be seeing you. I believe it's not next week, but on the 8th of November already. Wow. And we'll have a really cool class. Thanks for showing up. You guys are awesome. And we'll see you then. Sending you love. Bye for now. Have fun with your manifesting. You're welcome. Bye for now. Oh, yeah.